Stefan Verstappen is back with us tonight. He who has really, I think, acquitted himself magnificently of being quite a visionary in terms of the pragmatic concept of preparing and doing things differently. And he's done it. He has coordinated a group of people in Canada, unfortunately, who know how to take care of themselves, who have designed a community of people, not as in communism, but a community of people who look after each other, who have brought their skills to their community, and they're ready. They are prepared. They're ready to take care of themselves and their community members better than any other group you can find living in any rural or urban area in this country. Not Canada, this one. But it could be going on here as well. Hello, Stefan. Prepare, beware. You better not play around anymore. Time's up. Welcome back.
Hello? Hi, Jeff. Long time no see.
Yeah. Talk a little louder if you can, Stefan, please.
Okay, maybe I'll turn up the volume.
That helps. Always helps.
Okay, let me turn up the volume.
Just get closer. Are you on a speakerphone?
No, I got my regular setup here. My.
Okay, very good.
My fancy microphone and everything. I can turn it up a little bit. Hold on. Where? Okay, I can't turn it up there. I don't know. Hold on.
All right, you're okay. Just keep going.
How about now?
Mo better. That's Mo better.
All right, great. Yeah, so, no, I really liked your last guest there. He's great, Brandon.
Brendan's a great guy. He's really smart. Oh, yeah. No, he's been there. He's done that. His wisdom is excellent.
I agree. I was listening to him. I thought, holy fuck, there's somebody, excuse my language, there's somebody that knows what he's talking about. So, no, I liked him. And what you said about voting doesn't make any difference. Huh? I hear voices.
Go ahead. No, I'm trying to calm down the watchdog. He sees an Amazon delivery truck. He's going nuts.
Yeah. So, what you were saying about voting doesn't do anything. I've been
why okay, hold on. Let me jump in. Why should anybody with a brain take seriously American or Canadian national politics? I mean, I understand what's going on in Alberta, and we'll talk about that, but American government is nothing. It's nothing like it should be, never will be, can't be, won't be, so why play the game? That's my question.
Exactly. And I've been telling that to people for the last 25 years at least. It's like the old joke, if voting changed anything, the Jews wouldn't allow it. But
you couldn't be more correct. You got it. It's true. We live on the planet Zion now. All right, that's pretty much it. There is, and these are people who identify as being Jewish, whatever they are. They think the bell rings, they'll answer. Okay, they run most of the world. They've done it. And they are ruthlessly moving forward. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I call it Jew world, and they control everything. Everything. We've lost, Jeff. We, the decent people of the world, have lost to the Jews. Now, where does that leave us? That leaves us as refugees and guerrilla fighters, which we've talked about before. My first book on Chinese strategies, I mean, I've been racking my brain because I've studied a lot of strategy, a lot of history, a lot of, wars and battles. I can't think of a way to beat these people. I can't. Maybe if I had, if I was a billionaire and I had a bunch of billionaire friends, I could do some damage to them, but I'm one old man with a pension, Uh, you know, there's nothing. What can I do? So, well,
Yeah,
that leaves me.
look, you know what they have over us? They have the ability to perform their dastardly deeds from a platform that has no conscience, no morality, no hesitancy in slaughtering human beings who are not of their tribe. The
Yeah,
self-chosen laugh at the goyim. They laugh.
absolutely.
That's
They
the
must
truth.
have really yucking it up these days because, you know, the Americans and the Canadians and the Australians and the Germans and the French and the Spanish, it's all the same, right? It's all the same. I've been listening to videos from all those countries in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, and what do people complain about? They can't afford to live anymore. They can't afford rent. They can barely afford food. And that reminds me, when I heard all that stuff, then here too, Canada's complaining about, we can't afford it. Yeah, I know. Hello, welcome to Jew world. Um, the reason for that is stated by Lenin himself. He said, we will destroy the middle class between high inflation and high taxes. You know, and that's what it is. They squeezed us to death. Nobody's got anything left. Everybody's panicking. There's a lot of depression going on. I look at the daily news, which I almost never look at, but now there's like shootings and murders everywhere, every day. Every day there's some, you know, well, partly due to the wonderful benefits of third world diversity. And so we're being destroyed between high taxes and inflation. The inflation has destroyed the economy, and people are hungry. But so, what does that
And
do?
let me hold on, my friend. Let me step in. And I do not like doing this. I think all of you regulars know this. I do not like this line of thought. It's going to get much worse. And what is going to happen to the average American? I'll just talk. This is America. The program originates here. But there are people around the world who are just as good and just as kind as Americans and Canadians who are given nothing but the short end of the stick and then hit with it over the head. This is not a joke. We are going to be facing potential famine in areas, certain types of food lines at least. We're going to see millions of homes foreclosed upon. And where are these multi-millions of people going to go? Some of them are going to end up on the streets with their children. I'm not kidding. And Trump just puked out over $100 billion for his Jewish ordered attacks on Iran. Come on. Why take American national political systems seriously? They don't serve America at all. Not at all.
No. Well, we have the same thing here with Commissar Carney. Just gave, I forget how much it was. Who keeps track anymore? $20 billion to Ukraine, to that little Jew fudge packer there, Zelensky.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
yeah.
Canadian veterans are sleeping on the streets in the wintertime, freezing to death. But we got $20 million for that little faggot there in the Ukraine.
Who has stolen probably 2 or 3 billion minimum from the largesse of money flowing into that country from Europe and America and other places.
That's right. So it's disgusting. We have lost. I've been looking into it. Part of the problem is the Pareto principle, which seems to extend into just about everything. The Pareto principle says 80% of people are they're idiots, and only 20% accomplish anything, and the other 80 just kind of ride along. And the Pareto principle was first applied to businesses, where they said, well, out of all your employees, 80% don't do nothing, and 20% provide all the benefits. Well, that applies to everything. That applies to the general population. And a lot of people, from Gurdjieff to Madame Blavatsky to all kinds of philosophers, I think Schrodinger, they all said the same thing. 80% of people are morons. They're absolute idiots.
Well,
And
they do lack. They've got empty spots, parts missing. Yeah.
Well, that's why I say that, we're always fighting for democracy. Well, what democracy means is rule by Jews, because 80% of the people are total morons, and you can manipulate them and control them through the media. And who owns the media? The Jews. So wherever there's democracy, we know that the Jews manipulate and control 80% of the population right off the top. And that's where we're at. So now we got to be digging trenches. And that's what I've been focusing on. My advice lately is that, we're just about at the end game, Jeff. You know that.
Yeah.
And first we're looking at, let's count down what the dangers are first. First is going to be an economic collapse. It's already here. Here in Canada, foreclosing on homes is going through the roof. The property market is just completely dropped. Nobody's selling. Nobody's buying property. And so there's a lot of homes that are going to be foreclosed on. Now, for the last 3 months, I've been making personal phone calls to various members in my community to check in on them, check up on them, ask them personal questions. How are you doing with your mortgage? Is it coming up for renewal? Are you going to have trouble? Because if you are going to have trouble, let us all work together, maybe do like a Give, Send, Go or crowdfunding to make sure that these guys can pay for their mortgage. I don't want to see all my people here suddenly become homeless. And where are they going to go? Oh, crowding underneath the overpass with the rest of the refugees. And that's the other thing I've been telling people in my community is, if you have any extra room in your house, get it ready. If you have an extra bedroom, get it ready. If you have a garage, maybe put a bed and a heater in there. Get it ready, because we are going to see a flood of homeless people. And we've got to figure out a way of looking after them, because certainly the government's not going to do anything. They're too busy giving all our money to the Jews in the Ukraine and Israel, of course, too. So we got to get ready, folks. I just had a call with Connie a couple of days ago. We spoke for a long time. She's a truck driver. Lovely lady, works out of Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And but things are tough. I told Connie, listen, before you go sleep under the bridge, you call me. I will send you an airline ticket. You fly up here. I have an extra room in my apartment. We'll fix it up, and you can stay here rent-free, and I'll feed you, and you'll be safe. Because that's what we got to do. We got to look after each other.
What a nice human gesture. That don't get any better than that. That's great, Stefan. Good job. Yeah, people out there, you got to get ready to help other good people. That doesn't mean we want you to take in bums, opportunists, and thugs or anything like that. But they're good people. Exactly. Good people.
That's what I told them. Connie's a good woman, and I feel for 10 years she's lived in a truck with her dog and her cat. She works all day. She can't get ahead. She still owes money, because then the truck breaks down and got repairs and all. But she's a nice woman. She used to play flute in an orchestra, and now she's a truck driver. Yeah. Thank goodness she carries a pistol with her. But anyways, look, I really hope she doesn't take me up on it. I don't want to send her an airline ticket because I can't afford it. Well, I can now. Thanks to the U.S. government. Thank you, Uncle Sam, because they pay me a pension now, ever since my wife died. It was CIA, by the way. Did I ever tell you that?
Say the CIA what?
She worked for the CIA. She was in the Monarch program.
Connie?
Anyways, no, not Connie. My wife, my ex-wife.
Oh, your ex-wife was in the Monarch program? Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That may have figured into her demise.
I don't
somehow.
know. Well, she had problems. She was abused as a child, right? As a young girl, she was raped repeatedly by her father, who apparently was part of the monarch. There you go.
Oh God. Well, you know
I
what?
didn't.
You know what? Go,
Yeah, go
go,
ahead.
go. Well, what I was
I
going to
didn't know
say,
that. I
what
didn't know
bothers
that.
me now is that individuals who potentially come from a good home can have memories inserted remotely into their hippocampus, into their brain, that never happened, that make them
Yeah.
think that I had a terrible home life, that my parents were monsters, whatever. That kind of evil goes on out there now. That's the world we live in. That's not a joke. Please
No,
continue.
that's Jew world. I didn't know that when I first married her, of course. This came out after she died in California. And I spoke to her daughter, April, and she said, well, did you know Mom was in the Monarch program? I said, what? Pam was in the anyways, another whole story, but it's just the evil is so widespread and has penetrated every facet of our society to such a degree, it's staggering. I wonder how, humanity as a species put up with the Jews. How is it we put up with these people and tolerate them, and they continue to do this level of damage everywhere? Anyways, so look, it doesn't matter. Voting doesn't work. We agree on that. Personally, I would say I don't think there's ever been an honest election in the United States, ever, anywhere. It's always been rigged. So we can't, because what are we going to do? Oh, well, look, Carney gave Zelensky another $2 billion. Let's vote him out in 4 years. Oh, fuck. Wait another 4 years and to maybe vote him out. And then whoever they put in there is going to be Zelensky, another $20 billion. It's ridiculous. Forget about government. That's why, we are on our own, Jeff. And this is so serious. We are now fighting for the survival of the white race because we are being targeted.
That's correct. Yeah.
And so you got to get tough. I mean, you got to get mean and tough. The other thing too, though, is what you just said earlier. I don't want to get people black-pilled. We can't get black-pilled. That's why tonight we're going to talk about ways that we can survive this. Because most important right now is surviving it. And we got to help our fellow white people, like with me, with Connie and all that. I don't want it, but Jesus Christ. Is she going to sleep under the bridge? Is your cousin going to sleep under the bridge? Is your auntie going to sleep? And remember, most of these people are old people. Old people are being hit the worst with this economy, right? So now you got all these grandmothers and grandfathers sleeping under the bridge outside. I mean, let's find them a home, open up a space in your house if you have it, and bring them in. The good people, not the chunkies or whatever. They're too far gone. The people that that are good people, find a place. Let's look after each other. It's the only way. And the work I've been doing with the community, but our community is also white people in general. I was just telling Todd how happy I was that where I live, and I saw 2 new families move in, white families, and they each had 3 kids, beautiful kids, little toddlers, and they're all running around and rolling down the hill, and it's wonderful to see. And we don't have any Negroes living anywhere near us. We have one, Pajit, that's in the building, I think. But at least it's only one. It's not the whole building. So, no, there's hope here still. And for me, I feel my duty here is to make sure those families survive. When things get tough, I will go to them. And if they need food, I've already stockpiled food. I have lots of food. I will help people. And also, if they're sick and they need medicine, I recently bought a whole shitload of antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 different types of antibiotics.
Good
So,
job.
my my prepping strategy has been this for the last several years. At the beginning of the month, when I get my pensions, I pay off all my bills, rent, internet, make a payment on all the credit cards, boom, done. Now, whatever's left over, I need to budget so much for beer, and a little bit less.
You've earned it. You've paid your dues. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta have my beer. I know I'm probably an alcoholic. Whatever.
Hey, whatever. Come on. Look at the good you're doing. You're entitled. You live your life the way you want to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only joy I have left in life is beer and watching the kids playing in the grass. So then whatever I have left after that, and it's usually a couple $100, I start thinking, what part of my preps do I need to add to? So more recently, I've been adding to medical supplies. So I bought some more medical equipment, like I got a blood pressure kit, I got an enema, I got a hot water bottle, and I bought a bunch of antibiotics. I got some extra ivermectin, and then I got 2-3 bottles of all the over-the-counter drugs. Like,
good job. I wish more people were as prepared as you. This is important to hear. This is good. Very good.
Yeah, Advil, Tylenol, aspirin, Imodium, and Benadryl.
The Verstappen pharmacy. You've got it all.
I have a small pharmacy with me, okay? So now I've got so much medical equipment, it doesn't fit all into my old medical bag. So now I bought another medical bag, but it's more of a trauma kit bag. So I've decided I'll split all my medical stuff into 2. One is going to be the trauma kit. So that's where all the pressure dressings go. My suture kit goes in there. The blood pressure kit goes in there, so that's for trauma. So if there's a car accident, I grab that bag, or if the tornadoes tear down half the time. We've had like 6 tornado alerts tonight. It's funny as hell. And on my stupid smartphone here, whatever it is. Anyways, and then the rest, all the medicine, the over-the-counter drugs, the and all that goes into the other bag. So that's my medicine bag. Oh, and also silver, colloidal silver. And that's all my medicine bag. And then I got the trauma kit. So now I got 2 medical bags. Whereas before I used to only have one, put everything into one. But listen, I keep adding to it. Good. Because now I got like a mini pharmacy here. And so anybody that gets sick in my community, they already know. I've already spoken to all the people in my community. And they know I got the extra antibiotics. I got the antibiotics for people that can't take penicillin-based, that are allergic to the penicillin antibiotics, like amoxicillin. So I got 3 alternatives to that. So I'm good to go.
A pill angel. Amazing.
Yeah, but also all of that will come. If the shit hits the fan, those antibiotics will trade on the black market.
To multiply by 10 or 100. Who knows? What price will people pay to fight off a fatal infection? Come on.
Exactly. So, and we know that this, blockage in Hormuz, and people are saying that it's blocking antibiotics from getting to the West because it's all made in China. I don't know why we can't make antibiotics, but anyways, only the Chinese can. And they're saying, well, there might be interruptions in the supply chain for medicine coming from China. And I thought, well, if that happens and people get sick, I know what it's like to be sick without antibiotics. It's no fun, and you will die in 2-3 days. So, no, I got the antibiotics. And number 1 priority is my community. Number 2 priority is all the little kids playing out here in the grass. If any of them get sick, I'll be there, free. I don't care. I'm not selling them. And number four is if I don't need to use it for any of them, and I'm still going to add to. I'm still going to buy more antibiotics. I got about 10 courses, so I can treat 10 people. But I want more.
I hate to say this, but that's a great start. But you know damn well that'll be eaten up very quickly.
I know.
I would urge you to try to get Allison C and put that in your kit. That is, without question, the best all-natural, broad-spectrum antiviral, antibacterial on the planet, without any question. And anybody needs to have Allison C in their medicine kit, medicine cabinet, whatever. I have some right on my desk, and I'll take one a day, and it helps fight off everything. It's not a joke. It is the only substance in the world that there is now a paper released, a formal medical paper. I believe it was from Canada, that Allison C will kill the spike protein in the body and in the cells of the body. It's the only one. So if you've been injected, or if you've had the synthetic lab-generated virus, COVID, you need to be taking Allison C to fight the spike.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to get some and put that in my medical bag. And
let me know if you want to buy a batch or something. Let me know, and I'll see if I can work something out to help you financially. I have never raised the price in over 20. It's got to be in 25 years. It's still $40 a bottle, and I'm getting from my supplier. It's going to have to go up $5 to $45. No profit. It's just cost because it comes from England. So I'm going to have to raise the price, and I hate it, but I'm going to have to. 45. It's still 40 right now. So if y'all want to buy a batch, get it now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I want a bottle. Absolutely. Maybe 2 bottles. Let's start with 1 bottle. Well,
let's start with giving me your address when you can. Email. So.
Okay. My mailing address?
Yeah. We ship to Canada.
Okay. All right. And I
you drive across the border. Are you close enough to the border to drive across? Didn't you have a mailbox, a P.O. box on the American side?
No, I didn't. But that is the idea. And I can drive across the border. I'll be in the closest city in the United States. It's Port Huron for me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I had to go there to apply for my Social Security. And
that's right. I told that story. I remember that.
Yeah, that's why, which is, a survivor benefit from my Project Monarch wife. Poor girl. Anyways, look, a lot of people suffer in this world. Lots of suffering going on. And we've got to do what we can to look after each other. Anyways, So for the listeners, first thing we're going to hit is an economic disaster. Now, since I started getting that pension, which was like January of last year, or no, actually, maybe December of last year. So for the last 6 months, every spare penny I have, I buy silver, 1 ounce denominations, sometimes a ½ ounce. But I spend every penny on silver. I don't keep any money in the bank. I have a couple of thousand in cash in case of an emergency. So I do have cash money in case of emergency. But every penny for the last 6 months I spent on silver. And the silver that I bought 6 months ago has already doubled. I've already doubled my money on that. Because when I was buying it, it was $50 Canadian per ounce. Now it's $105 Canadian per ounce. So I've doubled my money. So that's good. Silver is going to be a good hedge against the big economic collapse. But you got to be careful. Like people say, well, when are you going to sell your silver? Well, I said, I'll sell my silver when a loaf of bread costs $1 billion. So I'm not selling just because things are getting a little bit tough. And that was, by the way, what the price of bread was in Germany in 1933. 1 billion marks for a loaf of bread.
Wow.
Yeah. But, so what do you think an ounce of silver would be worth then? An ounce of silver would be worth $1 trillion, right? So just buy it and hang on to it. It's your insurance. Don't spend it. Don't speculate. Don't try to make a profit on it. Just buy it and keep it hidden under the floorboard. Don't tell anybody about it. And wait and see what happens. When it gets really, 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 really bad, then you pull that 1 ounce out and you could probably buy a new car for it. Because that's the way it's going. I'm already looking on, Facebook Marketplace.
Sure, I get it.
Everybody's selling everything. They got
hold on. Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the new Craigslist, I think, right? Is that where everybody... Okay. Do you have to sign up with Facebook to be able to put things on it?
I don't know. I'm already signed up to Facebook.
Hi. Yeah,
So
I don't want to, but I've got some things I need to put up.
Anyway. It's not bad. It's pretty good because what it does is it sorts it by location. So when I look at Marketplace, it's only stuff people are selling in my hometown.
I'm sure. I'm sure. It's just another way they collect data on you. I shouldn't be so paranoid, but I'm not paranoid. I just chose not to do it. There's difference.
I understand, but I know a lot of people are paranoid about people collecting information on them. They're always going to use an avatar or a VPN and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. Thing is, they already know every goddamn thing about you.
There's nothing left to try to protect. They have it all. You're right.
You have no privacy left. You haven't had privacy in 30 years, and you certainly don't have it now.
No, these surveillance centers they're building everywhere are much more than a data center, much more. There's something else going on. I want to keep saying this for a while. It may not be apparent for another year or two, but there's something else at work here besides simply collecting data on everybody. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. My take.
No, I agree. I was talking about that during my podcast last Sunday. Every Sunday I do a podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, but anybody can join, and there's no censorship, and we talk about everything. I'm surprised I have not been, smacked down by YouTube for that. But what I do is I delete everything.
Yeah. Give us the name of the podcast and how your fans out there, anybody else, can go listen.
Well, I don't really advertise it. It's just for the people that know me and know where to find me. They tune in.
Got it. All right.
It's more
Stefan Verstappen. You can find it out there, friends, if you want. It's out there.
Yeah, I call it the Sunday Night Sanity Stream. And we have an interesting group of people, and they come from all over Australia, Pennsylvania, all over Canada. And we talk about everything and anything, and we say the N word, or at least I do. Oh my God! And Jew this and Jew that. So we talk about what we think, but I don't advertise it and I don't monetize it, and I delete it immediately after the show is over, so you can't find it. But it's another community, though, Jeff. Okay, it's 60 to 100 people that tune in every Sunday night, and they love it because they say, before I go to bed, I want to listen to Stefan and the Sunday night Sanity Stream. Just because it's people like us talking about what we've been talking about and what you've been talking about, and it's just so soothing to hear people like us talking about the same thing and having the same concerns, because these are people also that their own families have long since, kicked them out. Oh, he's one of those conspiracy bugs. He didn't take the vaccine. No, we're not talking to him. That kind of shit. So, but it is a community and it makes people feel better, So I would recommend doing that for other, anybody could start a little podcast. Just get on StreamYard and, which is what I'm talking through now, and just, share it to your friends. Even if there's only 10 people that tune in and you just talk for an hour, it helps people. It helps people because, look, we cannot let ourselves get black-pilled. And it's so easy to because, look, the Jews have won. We're all going to die. Okay? So, but if we let that get to us, it's a fundamental principle of war and combat. If you don't think you can win, then it's over. You've lost already. So we got to believe we can win. And I believe we can win because you talked about it a little bit earlier about my community. Also, the thing I want to tell people is that our community it's like an underground network, okay? We don't have a big clubhouse. We don't have we got a clubhouse that we use, but nobody knows about it. We don't have a website. We don't have, social media. We don't do any of that stuff. It's just people that we know and that we've met, and we keep in touch and we help each other. That's what it is. People help each other. And so, for example, the other day, I had Daryl. Daryl always goes and buys me my cigarettes at the reservation, the Indian reservation, $10 a carton, and he delivers it to me every other Sunday. Great guy, and his wife said, "Oh, better get ready for lots of produce." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "I just planted half an acre garden, so we're going to be up to our eyeballs in produce, and you're going to take some of it." This is the type of thing, right? And then, of course, Dixie, she's working on her garden. I called them today. I got a hold of her husband. "What are you doing, Kevin?" "Working in the garden, And they grow a ton of produce. They grow everything. And if I need produce or food, Dixie or Kevin will bring it over for me. So this is how we work together, right? Anyways. So that people think that it's like some visible thing. No, this is like a secret society. We don't have any secret handshakes or any of that crap. But we only know each other. And we only help each other. So, and that's what you need. I was listening to some broadcast about how people survived in the past. Like how did the Russians survive 1939 during a big famine there, and the way they survived was they all had dachas. Now a dacha is a small plot, usually out in the country, and it's like a food garden plot that you can rent from the local government.
Are you using the Russian word dacha? What are you using?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. The Russian word dacha. Yeah.
All right.
So, rooftop gardens, balcony gardens, gardens near your cottage or something. And they said that like 34% of all the food produced in Russia at that time was from dachas. That's how these people survived. They grew little gardens. Like I've got here 1 acre garden with Daryl and his wife Tanya. I got a quarter acre garden with with Dixie, but that quarter-acre garden is filled every square inch with food. And then, of course, Sheila, her garden, and her husband. I mean, so we've got all these families around us. They're all growing their own gardens. So if things get tough with the food, we barter between each other. And that's how the dachas and the people that run dachas, how they survived. They bartered with each other. And, I'm planning to grow potatoes this year. I only got a balcony, and I'm not a great gardener. It's one of my weak points. But potatoes are easy to grow. And if I can grow, 200 pounds of potatoes on the balcony, I can barter those potatoes for whatever else I want. That's how it works. So the solution to surviving what's coming, which first is going to be the economic collapse, right? So get your silver. I also have some gold, but they're all really small denominations, 1 gram bars. So I got, all these 1 gram bars, because the thing with silver and gold, when the economy collapses, the value of precious metals will go through the roof. So if you want to go and barter and get, a loaf of bread and maybe a dozen eggs, and you give them an ounce of silver, there's no way they can give you change for that, right? And the ounce of silver is going to be worth way more than, a cup of, a bottle, a jar of coffee or whatever. So the smaller the denominations, the easier it will be to spend. So that's why I recommend people, get your precious metals. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And small denominations, 1 ounce, half ounce silver, and 1 gram. And the biggest one gold bar I've got is 2.5 grams. So anyways, so I'm ready for the economic. Now, the next thing is, of course, they're going to starve us. That's what the Bolsheviks, the Jews, have always done. They've always starved people, always. And we can see that happening now with...
It's true. And, let me jump in. You know what they're doing now? And they've made it eminently clear in Gaza? They love to kill paramedics. They love to attack and bomb hospitals. They love to take advantage of shooting civilians and waiting for their relatives to show up, as in children, and then they kill the parents. Look, this is not human behavior. Sorry, it's not human behavior. That's what they do. They love to bomb hospitals, to terrorize the medical health infrastructure and destroy it. And they do. That's what they do.
Yeah, I'll have to be careful when I'm running around with my trauma kit, because I'm all set up. I got, the yellow helmet with Red Cross on it, all that kind of stuff, and my trauma kit. So I'm a paramedic. I'm a first responder, but for my people, okay. I don't. If there's a whole bunch of Haitians and they're all dying in the street, no, too bad. I can't help.
What you're doing is just, you're leading by example. It's extraordinary. And you keep it up. You're inspiring a lot of people right now listening. How do I do it? How can I do it? How can I get some people together? Your only chance really is getting people together. You must get people together in your life. It doesn't mean you have to spend every weekend with them, go out to dinner once a week with them, but get a group together of people who have diverse talents and abilities. It's going to be, we're going to come to that very soon where it'll be essential. States, there are only 13 states who are in this country that are not communist dominated at this point. 13. Now, some of those states are going to secede, and I'm all in favor of it. I think it's great. We'll find out soon enough. This is not going to last. It can't. It's going to fall apart. As bad as it is now. It's not as bad as Europe, but it's on the way.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we have about 5 minutes left, so just so you know, whatever you want to pack in the 5 minutes, go ahead and do it. By the way, in case you didn't know, Trump that monstrous creep and his Jewish money, have successfully gotten rid of Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky in the primary election today. Just despicable. He started a political action committee which had as its only task to get rid of Massey, and they did it. They got rid of him. So we're in real trouble here.
We are in real trouble, folks. So, I'm torn because I don't want to scare people. Because if people get scared, then they can't think straight. And
they can't. Yeah.
And if they start to worry and have anxiety, and I've got close friends, and they're smart people, but even they get bouts of anxiety and they start to worry about what's going on. I get it, sure. I mean, I'm not worried. I laugh at it because I've been preparing for 10 years. Now I've been focusing on medical supplies, which means I don't focus on ammunition anymore because I already got enough ammunition. I got enough firearms, enough ammunition. I don't focus on food anymore because I've already stockpiled a year's worth of food. I still buy a little bit extra. I bought some powdered milk the other day just for the hell of it. So I don't have to worry about food or protection. I've got 4 radios. So I'm in touch with the whole world. I can get information.
Are you a ham operator?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you want to give your handle, but you can. It's up to you. You've probably got enough friends to talk to now.
Yeah, not tonight. Next time.
No, whatever. I'll just put it on the table. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Everybody in my community has a ham radio. Everybody. We all do. So, we have about 100 people, give or take,
Is it hard in Canada to get I think it's kind of difficult down here, at least it used to be, to get certified as a ham operator.
Difficult. No, you got to take a test, and provided you're not an idiot and you study for about, 4 hours, you'll be able to pass the test. So
all right, got it.
The saving grace is you don't have to know Morse code. They got rid of that requirement, about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it so difficult originally, Morse code. But now it's easy. So everybody's got a ham radio. And, even like I get to know my neighbors, too, where I live. They're not in my community, so to speak, right? They're not part of the crowd that we work with, but I talk to them anyways, right? And like the guy next door, Henry, he's got 2 dogs. I love his dogs. I toss treats over the balcony to them. And we were talking the other day, and I said, yeah, well, I'm kind of not looking forward to the summer if it's going to be really hot. It gets really hot.
It's already had a wildfire in Southern California already. So the drought is on, and
yeah,
hot time.
And also, never mind the giant drought they're going to have there in the Southwest. It's
already underway. You bet.
Yeah. Can you imagine like Las Vegas without power and no air conditioning? Oh,
no.
They'll be dropping like flies. Same thing with Arizona. That's why I called Connie. She lives in Arizona, just to warn her. Look, if the water runs out and everybody's dropping dead, you come up here. I'll send you the ticket, Anyway, so that's the thing, folks. Look, if you've been following us for all this time, food, medicine, firearms, and radios for communication. Now, the second thing is precious metals to get you through the Great Collapse. The Great Depression is coming. This is going to be so bad. Right. And 3, community. You won't survive, even if you got, all the gold and silver in the world. You're not going to survive without a community. And start growing your own doctors. I bought, that's the other thing I bought, seeds, heirloom seeds. I bought enough heirloom seeds to plant like an acre of gardens. You name it, everything, tomato, onion, lettuce. So, and I can barter those seeds with other people. And now we've got an ongoing source of food. See, the problem with prepping, okay, we got a year's supply of food. Now, if you read the writings of Selko, the guy that survived the Bosnian War, he said, yeah, there were preppers there. They had a year's supply of food. The war went on for 3 years. After the first year, they were screwed too. They had no food.
Yeah, you've got to have a greenhouse and seeds if you really want to do it right. We have to run, Stefan. We're out of time.
Okay.
Thank you, as always, for setting the example. It's great. Just wonderful
you're welcome,
work.
Thanks for having me on. And I'll send you my address, and I'll get some of that seed stuff from you.
Very good. Okay. Thanks. Take care.
You too.
All right. Stefan, yes, Verstappen. And we will be back tomorrow night on Wednesday.